The major impact this particular conference has on the Judge Business School in particular is to raise its research profile. That's what we are aiming for. We are aiming to be known as a place where serious research gets done. Research which is publishable in the top journals, the top academic journals in our field. It is currently the largest finance conference in the world in terms of submissions. We had 1,713 submissions this year, which dwarfs both the Western Finance Association and the American Finance Association, both of which had about 1,500 to 1,600 submissions. So, but the size of the program has stayed roughly the same, so we have a very, very exclusive program, about a 10% to 11% acceptance rate. We assembled about 530 people who are top people in their fields. They're academics from around the world, and we put them into a program committee. And these people volunteered to review about 8 to 10 papers each. So after the 1,700 papers came in, we had each paper reviewed by 2 to 3 people, blind refereed, so they didn't know who the authors were, and the authors don't know who the referees are, and they give their recommendations whether the paper is good enough to be in the program or so. And essentially, we expect to pick the top 10% of all the papers. So essentially, we are whittling it down from 1,700 to about 240 papers. The European Finance Association, like the American Finance and the Western Finance, are an opportunity to showcase the best in practice for academic research. So in other words, in research in finance, these are people presenting the latest cutting edge papers in across different academic fields. So we would have papers on asset pricing, papers on mutual funds, on hedge funds, you name it, we have it. So it's an opportunity for people to get to see what other people in the field are doing, and the very best of people, if I can say so. In the last few years, an immense amount of research has actually been started on areas such as financial crisis, systemic risk, how do banks adapt to this, what's the optimal form of compensation. All of that is being sparked off by the financial crisis. So I believe that we will have an opportunity at the conference to see where these different areas are heading and possibly generate some more ideas. It's literally like swallowing from a hosepipe of all the academic papers that are coming out in any particular discipline. So what this enables you is a way to talk to the top people in the field, sit in on different lectures, maybe things you've never even heard of, maybe things you've never even considered. Maybe that can spark some new ideas from you. So that in part, that is really networking. But networking hopefully will generate new ideas. Most of the people we're expecting to attend will be academics. These are professors from around the world who are interested in figuring out from other people what the latest research is. We're also expecting a smattering of regulators from the European Central Bank, for example, from the Bank of England and so on. And we're also expecting a significant fraction of practitioners from hedge funds and mutual funds who are trying to find out the latest anomalies, the latest kinds of patterns they can trade on in order to try to make money on the stock market. There was actually a paper which I was talking about to one of my friends today, which is actually looking at when an academic publishes a paper, how fast does the information actually get into into the real world? And what they did was to look at the publication of an anomaly, a way to make money on the stock market in an academic journal. And they find it takes less than about 3 to 4 months before the anomaly disappears in the financial market. So people do pay attention to this kind of research. What we are hoping is to put Judge, Cambridge of course, but Judge specifically on the map. In the last few years, we've been expanding as a business school. We have hired over half our faculty in the finance department in the last 3 years. We are focusing on top-level publications. We are focusing on building a PhD program which can compete with any across the world. And these people need exposure to great research. And they need a way to show the world that they are serious academics as well. So what I'm hoping to achieve is to increase the visibility of the Judge Business School in the academic community.